All right, Grant. Pre-show shenanigans. A lot has happened this weekend. Coachella, big thing happening. Some other developments. You had the Masters going on. A lot of stuff happening. The NFL is getting investigated for stuff. But one thing that we did not touch upon, don't remember the exact time period on when this happened, but I think it was last week at some point, the 8th. So it might have been like last Thursday, Friday. Uh, it's not yet Bobby Vanilla Day, Grant. It's not yet. It's fast approaching. It's fast
Uh-huh.
approaching. Bobby Vanilla gets paid until 2035, Grant. So another 9 years.
Yeah,
Grant,
yeah, I'm pretty good deal.
there was a recent, some would say, up and coming superstar that was just signed to a massive extension this past week without even playing one game in the MLB. That would be Connor Griffin of
Yes, and
the
that's with a
Pirates.
K.
With a K.
That's Connor with a K,
With a
folks.
K. Grant, guess how long the contract is without looking at it. I know you've seen it, but just guess how long the contract when it expires.
I think
Guess
I
when the
remember
contract expires.
10. I think I remember 10, so 36.
Grant, Connor Griffin's contract expires before Bobby Vanilla's does. So
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. This is one thing. I think this is a larger discussion on baseball, how this is going and everything, but everyone's been talking about Dodger contract deferrals for good reason.
fair,
It's
it's fair.
understandable why people are discussing it because we are kind of stockpiling a ton of guys right now. But just remember, like the loudest proponents of the deferral sisters, Steve Cohen and the Mets, they're the ones who started the whole thing. It all started with the Mets. You guys were the ones who did it first. But the larger debate on MLB contracts, how around even 5-6 years ago, the trend was a 10-year, 300 million, 13-year, 330 million, massive contract when these guys hit free agency. So you're giving out these 10, 13, $300 million contracts when these guys are 30, 29 years old, 31 years old. You're giving it to them late. And we've already seen now a ton of those contracts bite teams in the ass on the back half. My very first thought is the Washington Nationals. They gave Steven Strasburg and Patrick Corbin way too much money, 9-figure deals that those guys should have never gotten. And that forced them to then let Harper walk. They didn't trade. Let Harper walk. Trade Juan Soto away after winning a championship. Let Anthony Rendon walk. Good, great move. But it forced them into selling the entire team off that had just won a World Series. So that was the result of those two contracts, Strasburg and Corbin. Look at like other teams. While we're just on the topic, Anthony Rendon on the Angels right now. I'm pretty sure the Angels just cut him, released him. Angels, they're already lowballing Ohtani and stuff. But if that Rendon thing doesn't happen, it might be easier getting Ohtani back. I'm not saying they would have, but you handicap yourself in future negotiations.
Yeah.
Giving him 180 mil over 10. But we're seeing that bite teams in the ass, those massive deals. And so now the trend is short years, high AAV, a Kyle Tucker 4-year, 230 million. That's where it's going. Trevor Bauer, 3 years, 150, a few years back. Like the MLB is now moving toward shorter contracts, higher value that doesn't screw you over 6 years down the line where Kyle Tucker might not be in the MLB in 6 years.
The Trevor Bauer contract, also the Dodgers got bailed out on a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's an exception,
but we're seeing like it kind of bite teams in the ass, those massive contracts, and I'm talking specifically guys when they hit free agency. So your Rendon contracts, your Mookie even right now a little bit, those deals, but the new meta, which was popularized by the Atlanta Braves, and ask any Atlanta Brave currently on these deals, and I don't think a single one of them will ever re-sign to Atlanta after their contract is done based on how it went. But you look at Ozzie Albies, Michael Harris, and Ronald Acuna, those guys all signed like 10 years, $60 million deals in like 2015, 2016. So what that does, you delay the initial free agency when they were going to get 300 mil over 10. You delay that like 3-4 years. And now the goal is when they hit free agency, we're going to 2-year 100 mil you to death. We are going to 2-year 100 mil you until you say no, until some idiot, the Padres, offer you 10 years, 300 mil, shout out Xander Bogaerts, until some idiot franchise comes in, pays just an astronomical price you're not gonna blow through, and then you let them walk. But like that's where baseball is going for the mid small market teams. That's why Connor Griffin just got 140.
I mean, we'll also see what happens after the CBA, after the whole lockout and stuff changes things. It might change. It might.
There could be like radical changes to how baseball contracts are played out. We could see like the whole current ARB system. You're on renews for 3.5, and then ARB for like that could just be changed. How that structure works, I don't know exactly. But yeah, it's a debate in the MLB right now. Are you going to give out a 10-year 300 mil, or do we 2-year 130 mil until death?
Age also, Connor Griffin, 19 years old.
He's 19 years old. And so, like, I don't ultimately have any problem with giving a massive contract to a guy.
Well, we also know the Pirates are going to trade him when he's like 25. He's getting traded in 6 years, Brent.
Potentially. And the thing is, like, they're not going to trade him right now because, like, in theory, it's good value for the Pirates in theory. But, like, 5 years from now, he might be one of the best valued contracts in the MLB. Like
100%.
5 years from now, he could be like.
Well, that's also why they do the 10-year deals.
Well, exactly.
Why,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Like I honestly think 10 years, 140. It's really not a big risk. I personally feel like that's not that big of a risk.
No, I'm just also sitting here though, like as
14 mil a year. Yeah, fine. Shit. Dodgers gave Conforto 21. Like you know, like.
It's just like as the player though in that situation, like based on everything that people have talked about Connor Griffin being, like sure he's getting 140, awesome, great for him, but like you would kind of feel like if you're hearing all that and you think about it, like you could get more if you waited.
Yeah, like you could get more if you waited, but it kind of goes back and forth. So like let's say he doesn't sign that 9-year, he's up for free agency in 6 years. Pretty much he has to ask himself, do I think I'll make more money in that next contract? Like, do I think I'll make more money off that new contract, or by delaying my free agency a few years when I'm up for that deal?
Well, it's just also like he's going to be 29. Like he could be worth way more when he's 29, but he also could have been out of his prime by that point. Like we don't know. So that's why it's just, when you're like 26.
I likely would not be paying them.
That's why I'm saying, like, I'm surprised he wouldn't want to make that contract year when he was like 25, 26.
Yeah, I think it's just for him. They're doing the quick math, and it's like for the next 3 years, if he did not take that contract, Everett, he would be making $700,000 a year.
No, that I also know. That's not any poor amount of money either. Let's clarify.
No, it's not like. It's
much more than you or I make right now.
But it's like knowing.
Yeah, the situation.
Yes, $2 million total the next 3 years.
I mean, it's capitalizing on
43 million.
Yeah, it's capitalizing on money when you know you can make it. Like in theory,
I would say Connor Griffin's first year in ARB, he won't get 14 a year. His second year, he might get 25 a year, and no bullshit, Everett. His last year in ARB, he might get 45 a year. Ronald Acuna just like slaughtered Acuna, one of our guys just slaughtered the ARB record. Like I'm pretty sure Seager, his last year on the Dodgers, he made like 29 a year on ARB. That was highest ARB of all time. And so like ARB, it used to seem like, hey, you're gonna get a couple million, but not like 30 mil. Now judges are ruling on the side of, no, you're giving him $42 million this year. Like judges are now siding with the players.
Yeah.
And so ARB is going up, and yeah, on those last 2 years, Connor Griffin might be getting 40. So the Pirates might be saving a shit ton from that sense. But it's like present value versus future value. Like right now, the Pirates, you aren't really competing anyway. You're not spending money anyway. It's kind of fine paying him 14 a year. You make him really happy.
You can make him want to stay somewhere where you're not doing well, and
exactly. Yeah,
like it
like
brings a market with him and Skeens. You have the
I'm thinking of like the
players.
Cleveland Guardians to be like one of the most like not talked about players in the MLB is Jose Ramirez, and that dude's loyalty. That dude willingly stays in Cleveland. He's like, I love this place. They've treated me right. I will never leave this place. And it's like they're hoping for that type of loyalty.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I think this is just the long play. We're just gonna have to see how things go out because also I think how Skeens plays out will influence it.
Yeah, that's another thing to think of. Like Skeens makes $700K right now, like he does, and
but he knows what his value. Like he's not signing an extension until his.
Oh hell no! If Skeens like at this point this far late, he's not going to do like a. The only thing he might do is a 3-year ARB, wipe out ARB. I'm still hitting free agency when I'm supposed to, but like give me 135 over 3. We'll avoid all that ARB bullshit, and it'll help me re-sign you. No guarantees. Hell no. I'm Paul Skeens. Dodgers are calling, but it'll help. Like it'll definitely help our negotiations if you give me that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
and he's in a position to do that. Like Skeens is fully in a position where he could highball his own team.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that a lot of this is based on how things are going to turn out after the lockout will expire.
Yeah, that's another just big piece of uncertainty. Said. Another thing about lockout years, those renew contracts are scaled. So 2020 short season, Everett, Will Smith's salary for the 2020 season, which he won a World Series, he made $200,000 that year, Everett.
Yeah. Hey, talk about
that should be illegal. That should be illegal.
Talk about a deal.
I mean, a steal of the century for the Dodgers. But like, hey, I'd say that I think Skeens would have probably preferred to be put on a 10-year 140 than what he's on now. I think he would have preferred that because of how good he is right now.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know. Yeah.
I
don't think that's going to be influenced by the lockout or anything like that. And I think he's a steal, like you said, based on that. But once his contract does come around, don't know if he'll be a steal then.
I'll say Skeens or Connor Griffin, you mean?
Yeah, Skeens too. Just talking about even he's making $700 right now, but when he gets that money, $700 right now for Skeens is a steal. When he gets his actual money in a couple of years from now, it won't be.
I'd say right now he is pitching as top 3 pitcher on planet Earth right now. Yeah. And like right now the value's there. Like if you're Pirates, you're thinking like we might want to do this now.
I just don't know if Skeens will do it now.
Well, I'm assuming like you're not gonna re-sign Skeens like I'm assuming that's not happening. I'm thinking if you're Pirates right now, it might be time to trade him because. Oh,
you're saying ship him? I got you.
This might be max.
Yes, that might be the max value
because he's still on $700K for this year. I think he starts ARB next season. That first year of ARB is like $4 million. Like the first year of ARB's not crazy.
He could set it again though.
I think second and third he's going to, but that the first one it's not gonna be crazy. And so it's like you get 2 years of a dude probably worth 40 mil, and he's at a $700K value.
Yeah.
Kind of like Mason Miller right now, who I mean, we'll get into this in the MLB section, but I mean, Dodger fans do not look up Mason Miller's Baseball Savant page. Do not. It's bad. It is bad news. It is oh shit territory. What the hell, Eric Gagne level. Oh shit, guys, that's not good. That's not good. But all right, that'll be the pre-show MLB update. All right, on to the episode. You know what? That's an important debate though, and that's going to be a big topic of discussion for the lockout. Contract length, how
100%,
how things. This could be like the main topic of discussion. But all right, without further ado, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today is episode 379. and Rory McIlroy has entered elite territory, an elite stratosphere of athletes, really. I'm pretty sure. Well, I was looking up the list. I was like kind of surprised just the list of like multi-time Masters winners. I thought there would be
Not
like
just back to back. You're just saying multi.
yeah. Not just multi Masters champs. I kind of felt like there would be more, but I mean, it is an extremely selective group. Let me get the list right here.
Look, I mean, here's the thing. I want to start with this because I think this is
It's like 7 people: Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Arnold Palmer, Jimmy Demerit, Sam Snead, Gary Player, Mickelson, Hornsmith, Byron Nelson. I don't know who a lot of these guys are, but it's like you're a GOAT, essentially. Like you're a GOAT.
It's funny. Every time I hear Jack Nicklaus, I can't get Jack Nicklaus out of my head. If you know, you know. Yes. But yeah, I mean, this is where I want to start with this. So Rory obviously set a record pace, going into the weekend. Almost had a historic collapse halfway through it. Was tied going into Sunday. Ended up winning by 1 stroke. Scotty had it. Scotty came back from minus like 12. He was 12 down, and he came back and was within 1 stroke of going to a playoff. Had he made that final putt on 18, he would have gone to a playoff, which I think he would have won versus Rory, to be honest. And look, like Rory was playing great. Like he did come in clutch on Sunday and won it. But Grant, this is my big thing. And I think this is arguably not the asterisk, but I think this should be the conversation around this. Rory's a great golfer. He's one of the best golfers ever. Him having two jackets is something that you would expect.
I'm fascinated to see where this is going to go.
And, he didn't have that pressure on him that he's had in the past years. But Grant, Rory has said that he's skipped the last month of tournaments. Yeah. He skipped the last 3 weeks to go and fly to Augusta and play Augusta several different times. And I get it. You have the ability. It's within your privilege to do that as a Masters winner. You get to go and play. I understand that. But I do think playing it directly before the Masters starts, specifically because you're trying to use it as a way to get used to the course, is a little bit BS. And we haven't really seen any Masters winners do that in the past. And it's an unfair advantage. Great, you earned the jacket. You earned the right to do that. And I understand that. But I feel like the whole sport of golf is about gentlemanship and about rules and about just
gamesmanship,
being a good sport.
Yes.
And I feel like this really takes away from that kind of aspect. Like you don't see Scotty or Tiger or fucking Bubba or Patrick. There's all these guys that have won it. Didn't see them doing that. And I think that one takes down Rory's win a little bit more. Yeah, sure, you still have to make putts and stuff, but being familiar with the course and the bends and the way that the greens lie. I know the holes are different, but getting used to all those things and just the environment, I feel like is an unfair advantage in a way. And I do think that tarnishes winning it. And I do think that it shouldn't be allowed because, yeah, you earn the privilege to do that, but 90% of the golfers in the tournament can't even do that, period.
Yeah, I would say by one thing, I have no idea if this is a common thing. This is obviously Rory winning, he's gonna be the talk of everything. Also, Tiger and Phil aren't even there, so it's really honed in on Rory to be the source of entertainment for this Masters.
Scotty,
but
yeah.
I don't know how common that is, but I mean it 100%.
That is not common. Him going and playing Augusta beforehand to practice going into the Masters, that's not common. I don't know if that's happened before. Specifically,
I just don't know. I have zero.
I just personally think that that's a little bit BS, done that and before. It does not make me. It doesn't. I don't really love the fact that he won specifically because of that.
Yeah, I would say it would be one thing if he's just draining everything, but
I know, and look, it's golf. You're gonna go and play this. You're gonna go and play the same course 90 times, and you're gonna shoot different every time. That's true, but these guys, that's true for us. These guys are a little bit different, and I do think any given day the wind changes, the hole, like I said, the hole will change. your clubs might not be feeling it. Everybody's played a sport where you have an off day. Like things change, even if you shot the ball 100 times. It might be different every time. That's what happens. But I do think, generally speaking, getting used to the environment, getting used to the way that the grass feels and all this stuff, like that is an inherent advantage. And then also, it's the same thing. Like you have all these guys who's their first time the entire year when they come in for that first weekend, for the weekend, and they're playing those practice rounds and everything. Like that's the first time they're seeing the course, whatever, for all year. And you have somebody else who's now been here for 3 weeks. Like, what are you? I feel like that's just a little bit different.
Yeah, it's definitely dampens it a little bit, without doubt. I would say though, I'm not necessarily gonna like discredit, say it like doesn't.
I'm not trying
count.
to discredit. I'm not saying it doesn't count, but I am saying that it is a little bit unfair in that manner, and that does.
I would say I was most surprised how Rory like responded about that, like very open and like negative shame at all, saying that he did that. Like the way Rory was answering it, it made it seem like Rory in years past was pissed off that former Master Champs got to practice and he didn't. And like how he was answering it made it seem like he was like, this has been happening to me my whole life, so I'm not gonna
I don't know about
like,
that. The way that I read
like.
it, he was like, this is like my home course now. It is a little unfair. Like I've gotten to do this. Nobody else does. Like I don't know if former Master winners can go and play it the same way that Rory's playing it right now as the current Masters winner.
Well, I mean, like they like definitely have the ability. I just have no idea how often this thing is. I don't know. I feel like this is the first time I've like heard it. But yeah, like one thing I did see was I think this is like the first time a Masters champ in like 20 plus years won the Masters without playing in a PGA Tour event. Like without playing in like 3 PGA Tour events leading up to the Masters. It's some shit like that, some specific thing. But I mean, yeah, clearly he was going to practice at Augusta on his own.
I think the bigger thing, like I think for me, it would have been less so had like, but by the way, the second part of the weekend worked, but like going into the weekend is when he first said this, when he had that 6-stroke lead on everybody. And I was like, all right, at that point, if he was 6-stroke lead on everybody, if he held that, then I would be more so like, all right, what the fuck? Because that's crazy. But, that was more so where that came from. But Grant, just a little bit of a fun fact before we get into the next section. That's going to be enough Masters. Rory McIlroy has won 2 Masters since the New York Jets last had an interception. Grant.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
Rory McIlroy has won 2 Masters since the New York Jets last had an interception.
Oh, memes. I'm so sorry. Wow. Yeah. I'm guessing Sauce Gardner was the last Jet to get an interception.
I actually don't know. I think it had to be Sauce.
I'm gonna guess it's him.
Or Darian Reed, the corner from last offseason. I think it's Reed.
Yeah. That one's something. I don't know. That one is something. I feel like though that's so Jets right now. For that to pop up right now, it either be that or a Cleveland Browns stat to pop up.
Yeah, it's that part of the offseason.
Yeah, we have entered that stage. Certainly, I'm trying to see some things in the past on other Masters winners just real quick before we get off this. And what I'm seeing is Gary Player apparently was famous for going out and playing multiple practice rounds.
Directly beforehand?
Yes. Yeah, for the Masters. I think I'm clear. Louis Oosthuizen was against having unfair practice.
Okay.
I'm
just more so curious if it's something that only the
public. I feel like Augusta's not going to publish that shit.
No, and also if Rory
Because
didn't say anything, then
it
like
would have never
would
came
have
out.
never came out. And I respect him for making the comment, but also just like that was not something I would have said, to be honest, because I feel like I would have known it was poorly received. But it doesn't seem like many of the players have an issue with
Yeah, like I feel like that's kind of the big thing at the end of the day. Like I didn't necessarily see players complaining.
it. No, that's honestly the bigger thing. We can complain as viewers, but if the players are like, it's fine.
You know, like we have no like there's a chance that Jordan Spieth is the biggest culprit of this. And for the past 13 years, he plays 58 practice rounds. We just don't know. We don't know. But I read that former Masters winners have the unique privilege of being able to book a tee time whenever they want.
No, they
That's
can.
crazy.
I just didn't know if they had done it directly beforehand, the same way that Rory was doing, where he was taking a PJ, going out for 3 weeks to practice it.
Well, I think it's insane that if you're a former winner, like you're allowed to just like there's certain months, but it's like first come like if you book it before a member, like you get to play. Like that's crazy to me.
Which I respect.
Like I didn't think
I
they'd do
respect
that.
I respect that.
That's
I was just
tip of
more
the
so
cap,
fixated
but
on the lead up to the Masters, and that's what you're doing. Like that, that it's. I mean, it's within the rules, 100%. But it's whether it's a question of gamesmanship, Grant. That was more so what I'm getting at.
yeah, I would say
In the sport of
for the
golf.
sport, okay, that's gonna have to count for a little something.
Yeah.
It's not like other sports where it's like I don't know, like tennis. The different majors have different like courts. Like
Yeah, but it's like you can
simulate
practice
that.
on clay
It's not
or
a specific
hard.
hole,
Yeah.
a specific approach. Like that's
Like a lot of people have facilities that emulate. Like you
Sure.
could go. Yeah, I'm sure you could go play Augusta maybe on
you
some
could golf
simulator,
sim it, or
but that's
sure,
not the
but
same.
that's
That's
just
not the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, okay, Grant. All right, let's
I
move
would
on.
imagine this past weekend was like the most requested Masters simulations in the history.
I will be honest,
this past
though,
week was like the most simulator requests play.
I think simulator. I'll be honest. I don't know if Augusta allows
They
simulators.
fully wouldn't let that shit happen.
They fully. There's definitely not an Augusta simulator, and I doubt.
I feel like this. I have no idea, but maybe it's like a private course doesn't have to, but like Pebble Beach, shout out Jersey Jerry, like that shit's on the simulator.
Oh yeah, 100%. That I think they also probably license it out and stuff like that. Because I've seen private courses on there. I think like
definitely
some LA courses on there.
There's definitely many things going on there, but yeah, that was the Dimblehead talk of the episode. We'll say though, I'm impressed with myself. How locked in I was with the Masters. I'm impressed with myself. I'm probably like 4 years away from being like full on Dimplehead.
We got to get you on the course first. Once you've personally played it, you'll get a little bit more into it.
Yeah, like my concern is the mental state. Like I'm thinking I'm trying to chip, let's say, I'm chipping uphill, upslope onto the green. And I hit the chip and the ball just like hits the hill, just rolls right back far back than where I started.
Defeating. You pick it up. Yeah, you defeat that.
Tough to recover. It's tough to recover from that one.
Well, and then you've lost 3 balls into the woods or water somewhere,
yeah, and I mean that's like a whole different like mental space where like I don't even know if I'm ready for that. Like you just hit 3 straight balls and just water all of them. Like
then you're just like, I'm not playing this hole, guys. I'll wait.
I don't know how you recover from that mentally.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Grant. This is going to be a short NFL segment. We didn't cover this. It deserves to be covered, Grant. He's done it again. Grant, Kirk Cousins has signed a 5-year, $172 million deal. It's really a 1-year deal, but with $20 million guaranteed. But it's 5 years, $172 million. That contains a club option for 2 years at $80 million, Grant. This puts Kirk Cousins second most career earnings ever behind Matt Stafford. Kirk Cousins will have earned $341 million after this season.
Yeah, I mean, this is another debate right now on sports athletes. That CJ Stroud clip from a couple years ago where he's like, Every NFL player wants to be an NBA player. Every NBA player wants to be an NFL player. But at the end of the day, we both want to be MLB players. Uh, let's say this. If you can guarantee a roster spot, okay, that's a big guarantee. But if you can guarantee a roster spot, there's no better job on earth than quarterback. There is no better
Backup quarterback even more.
Like backup quarterback's pretty damn good, especially in Kirk's situation specifically.
Yeah. Who else would you want mentoring Fernando?
Yeah, I was also gonna say he might be the best possible guy. Literally the most perfect candidate to mentor Fernando.
I don't think there's a single human being.
I think he would be better than Tom Brady to mentor Fernando.
Well, they also have Tom Brady, by the way.
Well, they also have Tom. Like, he's there too, but like I literally think Kirk would be a better. Let me help you out with this than Brady would.
That and just also as a human being, they're very similar.
100%. Like, as guys, they're very similar. Now the question is, like, is Fernando also going to have a really awkward walk into your trap and take over your trap clip with like every consonant sounded out perfectly? Are we going to have another one of those cringe moments?
Yeah, it might have to happen at some point. It might have to happen.
Yeah,
they'll do it together.
I think this is honestly the perfect guy to mentor Fernando. Their head coach this year
Clint Kubiak.
Clint Kubiak. Okay. So first time head coaching job for him.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So could be a little bit of a transition.
Obviously,
offensive guy there.
Offensive guy, though, has been around his dad, a Super Bowl winning head coach. He's been with the Vikings with KOC, I think with Mike Zimmer too. He's been in Seattle winning a Super Bowl there. He's been with the Saints. He's been around a lot of organizations and has gotten a lot of experience. So I do like that, and I think that'll be good, especially because he knows Kirk Cousins. He was Kirk Cousins' OC for a little bit. Yeah.
I think, Kirk, he has an idea of Clint Kubiak's system. He definitely has a very solid idea of it. It's like literally just big Koob system. So he has a pretty good idea of how it works. And I like that move for the Raiders. Got to give credit where credit's due. The Raiders did a hashtag smart thing. That was hashtag smart. So I'll give them that.
Yeah. But NFL draft coming up in 10 days from now as well, from when we're recording this on Monday, or maybe it was 10 days from a couple days ago.
Wow.
Okay. No, it's 10 days from now. So rapidly approaching there. And we'll have more news on that probably next week.
Yeah, seeing some things going on over there in the draft. I would say I'm just waiting for that first trade rumbling thing to drop.
Well, there's been rumors already that this will be the most trade-heavy draft ever. And it makes sense looking at how the start of the round is. A lot of defensive players, too. You have teams that are wide receiver needy that are just outside of that range of getting one of the wide receivers, that those first 3-1, so they might trade up. You got people who might trade up for Jeremiah Love. You've got corners. You've got offensive linemen that might this is like we say it every year, and it's harping. Every year it gets harder to figure out what's going on. I blame the Falcons and Michael Penix, but every year it gets harder to figure out what the fuck's going to happen. And this year is exactly the same as that. Don't know the preferences of defensive players. You've got things happening off to the side. Ruben Baines got some legal stuff going on, and that's fallen into him falling. You got injury concerns. You've got teams that you don't know if they're going to go offense or defense, BPA, there's all this stuff going on, which leads into why there's probably going to be so many trades this year.
Yeah, I'm expecting something crazy. I feel like of all these teams at the top, I am fascinated to see where Jeremiah Love goes.
Honestly,
I do not know. I feel like it could be so many different spots.
Something that I could see happening, the Jets trade from 2.
To get Jeremiah Love?
They trade back
for Jeremiah Love, though.
No, not for Love. Just generally speaking, they don't need Jeremiah.
Brees,
they're already holding Brees in purgatory.
That could be pretty exciting. I mean, that could be pretty exciting.
Tandem for sure. They have a lot of other issues to fill, but
100%.
For sure, it would be cool.
If you're Brick right now, are we thinking about solving the problems, or are we thinking about fun? I think he's thinking about fun, Everett. So it just
Maybe, but
depends what
let's
you're looking for.
maybe get an interception first. That would
Yeah,
be
you know
fun.
what? Speaking news of interception, some things over there. Travis Hunter now reportedly switching to
Yeah,
full-time
we
corner.
we talked about that a little bit. I think the one of the last episodes. Full time corner.
I'm
He'll
not
have
sure
a
if we
couple
did.
plays. He'll
I
have maybe you and I talked about it
What I
outside of
wanted to bring up
podcast.
about this though was when it first got reported. Obviously, like people online were being like, "Wow," I mean, like kind of no shit. But I believe a day or two after it was reported, Travis Hunter quote tweeted one of the things being like, "Who told you this?" And Travis Hunter being like, "This isn't true. I haven't heard this." And then the top reply was from some former NFL players being like, "Welcome to the league, son. His
Yeah,
sources told him. They just haven't told you yet."
that and it's just also like, look, we all knew when Travis got drafted, he wanted to play both ways. Like he was specific,
Yeah, he
mandated, wanted to
wanted
play both
to.
ways. That's just not how the league works, dude. You don't get to make the call. They let you
You
do
don't get
it.
to make that
They let you
choice.
do it. You got fucking hurt, and that's why they're not letting you do it anymore.
Yeah,
That's fully
hey,
why you're not doing
if you
it.
didn't get hurt and things worked out differently, maybe they wouldn't be doing it. But
And
you
like
got hurt the first year they tried it. They're not doing this shit again.
they're going to have him play probably some offensive plays, but the problem is you have to work that into the scheme and stuff because you're gonna be like, oh, Travis is on the field. He's fucking.
I mean, I'll be honest. At this point, how that wide receiver looks, wide receiver room looks right now, and I mean that in a
three
good way.
guys who are
They
good.
look pretty damn
Three
good
guys
right
that
now.
are good.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the DB room does need some help. We still have
100%.
a freakishly
Look,
like,
here's the thing. People were knocking.
He's still
People were
absurdly
knocking
talented
him.
at corner.
People were knocking the GM for trading up all those picks and stuff for Travis Hunter. They're like, oh, they did all that stuff. Now he doesn't even have a two-way player. I don't think people realize how good Travis Hunter was at corner. Like we talked about it. We were like, he has a higher upside at corner than he does at wide receiver. They still have a potential all-pro cornerback at the number 2 pick. It just happened that he could also play wide receiver. It just happened that he could play wide receiver.
He has elite ball skills. That's the thing. That dude's hands are amazing. And like that was my only thought when it first started. Why, like, hey, the receiver might be more entertaining because like you don't just find ball skills like that. Like that dude catches everything thrown to him. And that was my thought on offense. Like
now,
work him in a little bit.
For all you dynasty owners, what a day that one was. That sucks.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, the biggest winner of that news is Amari and Hampton. All right. He's the biggest winner of everything here. Yeah. Wow. That is a turn. That is a turn right there if you're a dynasty owner.
Yeah. But
I think officially Justin Fields is more valuable than Travis Hunter in dynasty. I think that's official.
Yeah, unless you have IDP, but I think
even with IDP though, I don't even know. Like
I don't know how it works. We didn't even get to test the two-way stats.
Corners don't really get stats, so it's
did
like
he even get an interception
points,
the same game that he got like a receiving touchdown or something? Do we even get to see how that worked in dynasty? Because I don't think so. That's unfortunate.
He didn't really play corner last year.
No, I know. He
just didn't play corner. That was my biggest surprise of the whole thing because it's like, dude, that guy's really good at corner. Really good. But all right, that was the Travis Hunter update.
Let's get through this. Let's wrap up with the MLB, Grant. Let's go through the NBA. The NBA season has officially started, Grant. As of today that we're recording this.
Well, not quite yet. When we get out of the
I didn't know if we were I guess it's still preseason.
Semis,
I guess it's still preseason. It's preseason ball. So it started. It's preseason.
So essentially there's going to be one series this year determines NBA champ, the Western Conference Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs. It's we'll save it. The wild card though in all this is the Nuggets. With Jokic, I've been just checking NBA spreads all season, every night. When Jokic on the court, Everett, they are literally favorited in every single basketball game. When Jokic not on the court, they're like a 28-point underdog. It's like
Yeah.
the widest spreads, but it's like clearly Nikola Jokic is the most valuable player in the league to his team's success.
I mean,
Like,
that's kind of what makes you the most valuable player as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like,
uh,
yeah, I
no,
think MVP this year it's going to Wemby. I'm pretty sure.
so many people got ruled out because of the
Yeah.
65
Well,
game
that's the thing.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
So
what?
I'm.
Why? You know? Um,
Yeah, yeah. Like they clearly need to shorten the season.
that or lengthen the fucking award. Like, I mean, players are not going to, it's going to get worse. The further we go down, there's going to be less and less players to play all for several
Well, I'd
reasons.
say like the only way to potentially stop this, I'm pretty sure last Sunday was the most amount of like did not plays
Yes.
like in the
It's also
NBA in league
tanking. It's
history.
tanking, but yeah.
Yes, that's also a very big part of this. But like if they just shorten the length of the season and instead of guys playing back, like literally eliminate back to backs, teams should not be playing back to back nights. Get rid of it, eliminate that, shorten down the season. I think you would see guys they'd still be taking days off. Don't get me wrong,
They'd care a little bit more too, though.
but it's just, it wouldn't be as much. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we only have 65 games a year instead of 82. If you're like a LeBron, you're thinking about your all-time points.
It probably
and
also
that now
lengthens
enters your mind.
careers too. You're playing 20
A
less games a
million
season.
percent.
Like LeBron could
A
probably play that
million
additional year or
percent.
two.
Yes.
But no love for the Timberwolves, Grant. No love for the Timberwolves in the Western Conference.
The T-Wolves right now,
They're hurt. They are hurt.
yeah,
Ant is hurt.
six in the West. But it's this whole league's just an absolute crapshoot. But all right, okay,
Yeah.
here we're getting the not predictions, results of the NBA Finals. Getting them in
Somehow we will have different results, but it will work out. I mean, we know
both
somehow
correct in their own ways.
Yeah, some version will be correct, a hodgepodge, if you will. Okay, Grant, would you like to do the honors, or would you like me to?
Yeah, I want you to go first. Let's
Okay.
just go. Yeah, NBA Finals matchup and who wins.
NBA Finals matchup.
Yeah, yeah. We're not going to go through each of these rounds. The first two rounds, literally, you're just like, who cares about these?
Yeah, I Grant, we're doing Thunder and Celtics. I'm gonna give it to the Thunder again. They're going back to back.
Yeah, I also believe the Thunder will beat the Celtics in 5 this year.
I would like to have a fun pick and say it will be Timberwolves and Celtics. I just don't.
There's no fun in this league.
No fun league.
This league is
I mean, like, it's possible.
Anymore.
It's possible that the Wolves get to the finals. I just like for the Wolves to make it to the conference finals.
Nuggets round 1.
For the Wolves to make it to the NBA finals, you have to beat the Nuggets. Then you have to beat the Spurs. Then you're going to have to beat one of the Lakers or the Thunder. Most likely the Thunder. Not even most likely. It will be the Thunder.
You will not be playing the Lakers.
That is the hardest road physically possible to get to the NBA Finals, and then as your reward, you get the Celtics.
No. Quite literally, that's the toughest draw.
Physically possible.
You're correct.
I think they could beat the Nuggets. I think they could beat the Nuggets. Maybe you get something out and you could beat the Spurs, but you're not going through all three. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
I think just right now, Spurs and Thunder, they are the two best teams in the NBA. But kind of going back to last year, debates on like some of the star players in playoff series. Like I know Shea on his worst night's giving you 26 and 5.
How many of that's are free throws?
Doesn't matter, 20 points. But Wemby on his worst night, he might be dropping a 5-point stinker, Everett. He might be dropping a stinker. And that's the thing. That was our debate last year with our stars, how some guys, they just have a stinker tendency. And you can't be dropping.
I mean, we talked about that with Ant too.
You can't be dropping single digits in the playoffs. You just can't be. And I don't think Wemby offensively is at a stage in his career where he can just get 26 a night at will. I don't think he's there yet as a scorer. Defensively, everything else included. Jeez,
I do think that it'll be interesting depending on who they play between the Suns and the Trailblazers. Like That will be a little bit of a litmus test to see how
I
Wemby
think the
does in the
play-in matches
playoffs.
will actually be pretty damn
Yeah,
fun.
no, they
I
will. They
actually
will
think the
be. They
play-ins are
will
going to be
be.
pretty fun.
Um,
Charlotte versus Miami, I think that's the Eastern 9-10. That's really
yes.
fun. Con Knuppel, like over the past like 4 months, Everett, he's been really, really good at basketball. So Hornets are fun. I would say like the East, like Celtics to the 10 seeds, they're all just like fun teams.
I mean, the
Like
Celtics. As long as the Magic aren't who the Celtics are playing, because the Magic just lost to Celtics when they weren't playing Jalen Brown or Tatum or one other
what you mean
player.
the Celtics lost to the Magic without
No,
them?
they
Or
beat the Magic without them.
wait, so they would want the Magic, right?
No, I'm saying if you're the. I'm saying for an entertainment perspective. From an
Oh,
entertainment perspective, I don't know if we want that.
we're not talking
But
about NBA. None of these
no,
teams are winning a championship. What
no,
the hell?
no. From an
It's fun. It's about
entertainment perspective,
entertainment.
that's what we were
It's about
talking about.
viewership, okay?
For our
It's about
enjoyment of
TV
the regular
ratings.
basketball
The
season.
only way to judge sports, TV rating. So
Yeah, yes, very true. But there you go. There you have it. NBA Finals, NBA Finals predictions. Both of us fully projected there. Thunder and Celtics. Thunder in 5. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. The Spurs, if Wemby's on it, the Spurs could definitely be there. I mean, the Wolves have made the conference finals every year, like the last 2 years. So don't count them out. They've been there, and I
I
mean,
just don't love that path. Now
honestly,
Nuggets first. Just
no,
what
no,
the
the path
hell,
is hard
dude?
to shit. The
What
path
the
is hard.
hell? That's
The path is
so
hard,
not
but
okay.
honestly, I think any of these teams from the West will give you a fun finals. Well, maybe minus the Thunder. I don't know if I call that fun, but
Yeah,
the
Thunder might not be fun.
the
I would
Lakers,
say
the Rockets, Nuggets, Timberwolves, and Spurs, all of those teams could be a very fun finals team to watch.
I think the most entertaining finals matchup we could possibly get would be Nuggets Celtics. That would be the most okay. This could go either way. Like
I agree with that.
this
I would
could
agree
go
with that.
either way. Jokic might be crazy, but like the Celtics as a team is still very damn good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is the NBA update. Okay, we'll just wrap up quickly with MLB. Just some things going on here. One thing that I've seen recently that has slightly concerned me about the Dodgers, looking into Baseball Savant, now that these pages have been populated, we got some data points. The biggest concern right now that I have with this team is bat speed and velo. So brought up last episode a little bit, the Mookie Betts bat speed dropping off, declining every single year. That's something where I literally don't know how you recoup that bat speed at his age.
I mean, you
don't
don't,
know.
Grant. You
So,
don't.
Yeah, so like that's just one thing where we don't like to see that. We don't like to see bat
And
speed.
he's got what, another 10 years on the contract? What was it?
Not that long. It's like
Not that
7
long.
or
So
8.
7 or 8. Long, still a long period.
Still a long time, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. But I would say that's like my biggest concern. Bat speeds going down. Mookie's like really the only one that it's like, okay, let's keep note
Well,
of.
that you've got injury and age concerns, so
Yeah, but like
that's a
once
unique
he
situation.
Freddie, like Teo's, I'm pretty sure is actually up this year, which makes sense because he was a little banged up last year. But yeah, that's my concern. The hitting overall, it's ultimately fine, and it's still very early, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit more. What I'm a bit more concerned on the pitching side is some drops in velos. So first, the Roki dip in velo, that's explainable because this dude is just Dustin May all over again. He cannot buy a strike to save his life. Every single count, he's starting off 2-0.
We also like
cannot get a first pitch
last year was
focus.
also like an example that like we know that he's a fast pitcher. Like he has high
He has
speed
velo.
pitches.
Yes,
He has velo.
can throw hard.
But we saw last year that he was getting blown up, and then he dropped the velo down to try and get more control, and it worked. But then he tried to bring it back up, and it immediately stopped working.
He's just walking every single dude. So for him, like it's clear
There's a
working on
reason.
command.
It's a reason.
That makes sense.
Right.
I'm not like concerned about his like health. Yeah, the control, Jesus, dude, we got to figure out something because my God, this is bad. This is really bad. He's essentially rehabbing an MLB right now, and it's not rehab because he was never hurt. It's like, are you good? We're like finding out,
Yeah,
are
I'm
you good?
surprised he's not. We're not giving more lenience to him being in the minors,
I think it's just a confidence thing, really.
but I think I
I
think once you get down there, you probably would be like, all right, well, this sucks, and then you figure it out.
yes,
And I guess
I think
maybe
another
you
thing
can't separate him from Yam and Shohei. Like maybe you just can't fucking do
Another thing
that.
I was hearing on the broadcast with Oral is that Roki in his AAA starts, the command isn't necessarily better. It's still the same control issues, but in AAA, those hitters are swinging at those
That's
balls.
my thing.
In the ML, so like, but in that sense, like Roki pitching in AAA, he could be doing really well, but what are AAA outs? They aren't MLB outs, and he could be like tricking himself, thinking certain pitches will get outs when it's just like you try that against Corey Seager, he's like not even flinching, never even started to swing for a second, insta ball, and he knew it. And so it's just from that sense where hey, MLB hitters are different than AAA and what you can throw and get them to chase on. And so that was one explanation Oral had, but I mean at the end of the day, Oral's like, nah, I mean, this is like unacceptable. Like we're like testing him out in the majors. Like this can't be
Yeah,
happening for this team.
no.
So yeah, the
Which
other
I
thing
mean,
though,
it's because it's the
yeah,
Dodgers. You can do it. I think any other team, it would be substantial.
yeah, we're in a position where we can do it. So yeah, that's another thing. But my bigger concern, and this is something where I shit, Everett. Oh no, Edwin Diaz's velocity is down. Now,
Already.
when we last recorded, Edwin Diaz was looking lights out, Everett. Okay, last time we recorded, this man had like a 19
Keep in mind that was not
K9.
even a week
Uh,
ago. By the point that we're recording
yeah,
this right
this is
now.
4 days ago, guys. When I'm talking about, but in his past two appearances, the velo is concerningly down, and yeah, I was surprised when he didn't hit the IL today. Ben Kasparius hit the IL. Instead, I think Knack or Hurt got called up to
It would
replace
definitely be Knack
Knack
over
or
Hurt.
Kyle Hurt. I forget who got called up, but it was wow, it was actually Kyle Hurt. Kyle Hurt
Really?
got called up in replace. So yeah, I would say though that was my concern. Seeing the Edwin Diaz. Let me get it exactly.
I just like he will be on the IL, but it's just like why do we want to delay that? It's going to be some forearm strain or something like that. Like he's clearly nursing something.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing right now is past couple years he has had a fastball velo of around 97, 98, 99 miles an hour. This year he's at 95.8.
95.
That
Yeah.
yes. So he lost 2 miles an hour. And
And you're
he's
saying
not hurt
at this point? At this point.
compared to last season.
Yes.
His fastball is 1.4 miles per hour slower. That's
Not
noticeable.
what you like to see.
That's
yeah.
noticeable, Everett.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
So that's my biggest
you keep your
concern.
eye on it, but you know, maybe you argue that he just hasn't had to throw it as fast. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I would say these are things that are concerning me though. Last season, his fastball had a 40% whiff rate. This season, it is 13.5%.
That's the bigger number. That's the bigger number. That's the concern there.
That's spooky. That one's bad. Another thing which is scary is last year his slider. He just throws two pitches, but it's four seam slider. That's all he throws. Last year his slider had a 44% whiff rate. This season it is 28%.
So everything's halved, or more than a little more than half,
or a quartered. That's concerning. That is
At
scary.
what point do we question the Dodgers pitching coaches? Because it seems that every time we have somebody join,
soon.
every time we have people join, then that's when the problems start.
It's gonna have to be popping up here soon. Because
like I know. Look, Glasnow, he's pitching well. Blake Snell's pitched well. Yamamoto is the biggest example. He hasn't had any other coaches in the MLB besides Dodger coaching staff. But like I would say, arguably speaking, Blake Snell and Glasnow, they're pitching well, but I think based on what we expected, we haven't gotten as much out of them as we expected them to give.
Yeah,
I
I'd
think
say
of
on
other
the
guys,
flip,
you have Tanner Scott
Tyler
coming in here.
Glasnow's velo is up this year. He is
Yeah.
throwing
But I
harder
mean,
than
performance wise in the past, but like Tanner Scott got on and we thought that he might be good, not good. Edwin Diaz dropping. You also can go back further. Like, we have other closers that we've had, like fucking, not Kenley.
Craig.
Yeah, Craig.
Craig.
Craig came in and we were the start of his downfall, essentially. Like,
yeah, no, this one actually doesn't make sense to me. Tanner Scott from his last season in Miami to when he was lights out to now. Fastball, pretty much the exact same. Spin rate, pretty much the exact same. Slider actually increased velo when he joined the Dodgers. So
what I don't something is weird though. Something's off, and I don't know why.
Hey, it's weird. This is weird shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. But that's my biggest concern right now is that Edwin velo, because once he throws 2 pitches, guys.
The velo is kind of.
He's very reliant on that fastball.
Yeah, both of them need velo.
Yeah, so that's my biggest concern right now. Hitting wise, I'm not worried. It's gonna take them a while to like get in the swing of things. We're playing around with lineups a ton right now too. Guys are moving up and down the order every day. So yeah, that'll sort itself out. I'm pretty sure we're still first in the MLB in like every team hitting stat. So even if one individual player might not be going crazy right now, other than Andy Pages, the god himself. Other than him, yeah, it's one guy a night who's going crazy, but hey, that's fine. That's a good thing to have. Damn it, only one guy hits 3 home runs a night on our team. Shit. Any other team would be doing anything possible to have that reality. So, yeah, no, hitting, not really concerned. Starters are looking pretty good right now. Having a couple of hiccups with Sheehan and Roke, but ultimately can't complain right now.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Okay. All right, Grant. I think we'll probably wrap up the episode here.
Yeah, I'd say actually, last thing for the Dodgers fans, keep an eye on the Padres. They just have not lost recently. So there's that.
But hey, it's only April. It's
1.5 games back of us, 5-game win streak. For
only April.
All
right. With that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterway Pod. You can follow me here on Twitter at Everett Stakes and at Waterway Grant. We post episodes every week on each and all podcast platforms. Make sure to subscribe and turn notifications to miss a single episode. We also post exclusive content on TikTok and Instagram as well. So make sure to check us out there so you don't miss anything else. And with that, we will see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.